they would vote me in Embakasi. Majority of them went to register in Embakasi East.
Okay.
So I don't understand why only main campus was demonstrating, and there are less than 200 students. You could have, if Babu was not wanted in the University of Nairobi, you could have seen Kenya San students blocking Ngong Road.
Okay.
You could have seen Parkland students, or even lower Upper Kabete, but they didn't.
All right, and we'll get to more of the politics in as far as what some of the things that you've said. But spokesperson, some of the pictures we're seeing now, violent protests, there have been allegations that there was rape, there was a statement, in fact, that was released by FIDA alongside WASWA, talking about some of the issues that emerged and the reports that they received. But talk to us about at what point your officers got involved in this.
Yeah, as usual, the police have a responsibility to protect properties and lives. You are aware that the situation of the University of Nairobi main campus, we have a major road, the Uhuru Highway, that connects Mombasa Road all the way across to Westlands and connects us to Western Kenya. And this is a road that is usually very, very busy. And many a times when students riot and they are not peaceful, some of them burn vehicles, they destroy people's vehicles and properties, and therefore it becomes quite a hell. So we must come in to quell the riots. And because of that, when we come in to quell the riots, for example, I saw there was a video that was going around in social media about police officers clobbering students.
People lined up, flying flat, face down.
Yes. And you can see from the true videos that you took that all media houses were present, and they could not have picked all this and failed to have picked the other picture.
So you're saying that did not happen?
Definitely it did not happen.
So, but where was that? That which we are seeing circulating.
You are even aware on who first posted the video. Yes, and the person who posted the video could be able to tell you where he got it from. And usually what happens is that in the current situation, if we have somebody who originated that particular picture, he could come forward with a picture, and then it would be analyzed to tell whether it's a current picture or a picture that was there.
Have you not sought to analyze, to perhaps check if there could be possible truth in those images we are witnessing? Because
sometimes basic intelligence, we don't need to struggle with that because we know it is not true. You also are aware that it is not true because your crew were present throughout when the riots were there. And secondly, if it would have happened, Babu would have put us on a lot of running in town. If it was true that the students had been beaten. But being the chair, maybe he would be able to tell us if they have also gotten any complaints from the colleagues, because no student has come up to say that she was raped or they were beaten up or something.
But this is WASWA, which is the women organization in the University of Nairobi, and FIDA that sent out a statement. It's quite lengthy, but one of the things they're talking about is the sexual list offenses that FIDA Kenya strongly condemns the sexual violence that was meted upon female students during the ongoing, at the time, riots that erupted at the University of Nairobi. FIDA notes that the responsibility to protect all students lies squarely with the university authorities, and the statement goes on. So you say that didn't happen, but we're having FIDA, WASWA, which...
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Most of members of FIDA are lawyers, and these are people who are quite conversant with what we term as a fact. Ordinarily, a fact must be something that you can perceive by your senses. You see a person was raped, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah. So what happens is that in case there was any rape incidents during that time, then we should be having students that complained that they were raped. Because I've told you again, we don't take common responsibility, we take individual responsibility.
Okay.
So we should have students who have complained that they have been raped, and they have been taken to hospital. You see, this idea of activism, unnecessary activism, is not very good for us as a country.
And we'll continue that line of questioning, and we'll also hear from you. But let's take a call from Dr. Ria, I understand, who's calling us from Kisumu. Thank you so much for phoning in. Talk to us. Good evening.
Good evening, Sophie. How are you?
I'm great. Do you have a question or a comment?
I have a question to the police, Mr. Wino.
Which Owino?
Oh, there are two Owinos there. The police.
Go ahead.
Now, Mr. Police Charles, you are telling us that that video is not true. So was that video from Mars Planet, or where was it from? Honestly.
All right. Is that all you had to ask?
And then Babu. I don't know about. I have been in the University of Nairobi. Up to 2013. We left you as a leader, but I know of the goons. Those goons in also in Hostel 9, they are real. There is drugs there, Mr. Charles Owino. That thing is real, and there is nobody who can tell us that Mutuba is lying. There is bangi in the school. There is all sorts of drugs, and even Babu knows about it.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for phoning in, and we'll let our guest respond to that. I don't want us to lose what we're talking about before we take the call, but we'll get back to what he's asked. On the violence, so you say yes, there were protests. The police say yes, they responded. But in terms of rape cases, that video that went viral on the beatings, according to you, did not happen as well?
Now, there was violence. Police came in. The video specifically is not from the University of Nairobi, but the police got into the university hostels, and there was a little bit of some students who were beaten. That I condemn that, because police should not get in the University of Nairobi. But on the video, when you look at that video, it shows that there is YMCA. Now that YMCA, there is YMCA at the University of Nairobi. There is YMCAs everywhere. When you look at that YMCA, is different from the YMCA that is in that video. Completely different. And tomorrow, the YMCA is along State House Road. When you look at that video, there's some loam soil, a red one. Our YMCA at the University of Nairobi along State House Road, there's a pavement covered by caprol, fully covered, and there's no loam soil around there like the way it was visible. So that terrain is not from that YMCA. And I have to admit that some students were beaten up. The issues of rape, I've not heard about it.
But they did enter the hostels?
The university. They did enter the university, that I'm aware of. Videos for that I've not seen, but they did, and some students got some slight injuries.
Okay.
Yes.
So they got into the university, the hostels rather, and...
I think I would want to answer Dr. Ria from Kisumu.
Yes, because he says that footage is not from us.
Who has called me Mr. Police Charles. Dr. Ria ought to understand that we are not saying the video maybe never existed in life. It could have been a video that existed some years back. We cannot say that maybe it never existed. It could have existed some years back, but this was not a video that existed in the last riot. He ought to understand that all media houses were present. It could be that, it could not have been that no media house picked.
It's possible.
No, it's not possible.
It is. There's many things we don't pick in a day.
I think that one you'll be putting us to unnecessary defense. We are not here to defend ourselves on petty issues. Number two, he talks about Mtuto saying the truth. I've not come here to say he's lying, saying that they're drugs, but it's very responsible for a person who is a chair of NACADA to claim on the street that he is aware that there are drugs in Hall 9 and he has done nothing about it. As the police, we have a lot of responsibilities. We don't just fight drugs only. We fight terror, we fight all sorts of things, even general robberies. But that does not mean that we can abdicate our duties. But what I'm saying, as a chair of NACADA, and he's aware that there are drugs in Hall 9, he's aware of the gang, he's aware of the police officers, I think it is important that latest tomorrow by 9, he should report to the nearest police station, and if possible to anti-narcotics department at CID headquarters, and give these facts and record a statement. We are ready to work with him. But we don't want kind of activist behavior. It's not mature for that to happen. It is reckless to make that kind of a statement,
Right.
and I have to put it very, very strongly. We are not here to joke. We are here to protect those young men and women and to protect our nation. We are not going to take things casually. People just talking anyhow and doing things the way they want. He must be responsible given his noble position as chair of NACADA.
Yeah.
And I hope he has recorded this statement before with the head of anti-narcotics at CID headquarters. This must
Okay.
be done with a lot of speed. The police officers he's claiming are protecting these people. He must tell us their names. The students who are doing this, he says they know where they live, where they come from, what they do. That is what we call responsible. But we are not going to sit here as police and start defending things that would otherwise have been done as a team. We are supposed to work with NACADA as a team. And if there is anything, anywhere, then it is the responsibility of all of us. Not only Mututhu as the chair, Honorable Mututhu as the chair of NACADA, but any other Kenyan has a right to present his problem. So
Okay.
I think this is very, very important.
Yeah.
And we should be serious as a country. And I would want to tell Babu that if he's as a chair of SONU, because it is important that the students get to understand that university is the highest learning institution that we have, and therefore any person who has done well in school and has joined university must behave noble.
Okay.
We are saying that demonstrations are allowed even in the Constitution, even picketing, it's allowed. But it must be peaceful. Just a minute.
Yes.
It must be peaceful demonstration.
Yes.
Pass your sentiments. But if you go destroying anyone's property, then we are ready to face you and to run around with you. We are fit. We can run around with you. We have even gotten new ones, 10,000. So I can assure everyone, Babu, I can tell you for sure that don't make noise when we have to run around with you or chase you.
All right.
Because this was a time for examination, and it is not right
Yes.
for the university to have been closed. And nobody should try to bring in politics on serious issues. These are very important institutions, and persons like Robert who want to paste. I think it is important that we move in very, very strongly, because if somebody decided to download a video that could have been there a long time ago in order to create incitement so that students and police could clash, then I think we are not going to take it lying down.
All right.
And Kenyans must also be responsible. People like Dr. Ria, this is simple intelligence. You can see the
But I
situation
think the
on what is
question
the
and the
ground.
concern for many, and there's also a question that's coming here from Gabriel Ginger, who was asking in follow-up to that question that, then why isn't police also giving details of this video as pretending as if it never happened, or saying that it's okay because it happened and wasn't in this particular case at Nairobi University?
Those are very cheap statements.
Yeah.
I've made very clear demonstration as to why this video could not be true. Number one, the large number of students that were allegedly arraigned and beaten. This cannot happen at this time and hour. We are a completely different nation. Police officers cannot be allowed to beat students to
and
that
the
extent.
breadth of this
And
question is not that it happened at the University of Nairobi now, is
yes.
that when then did this happen?
How would you tell from, you see, the person who originated the video should be able to tell us when it happened.
Okay.
I think that is a very petty and a question that would be termed not to be fairly intelligent. And I think putting us in that kind of defense is unfair. You know, we should be outside there trying to
No,
protect
because the
you.
reason the question is, you might call it petty and not intelligent question, but the concern is, fine, you say it did not happen at the University of Nairobi now, but have the police, instead of quickly dismissing, saying it could never have happened, at least investigate it or sort of find out, okay, maybe let's find out who did this, as opposed to just
let
dismissing
me
it.
tell you, there are
as-
things, let me tell you, I'm not here to lie to you.
Yeah.
There are things that are ambiguous. If somebody would have come up today and told us that he's the originator of the video, then you are able from his phone or from the gadget that is used to tell whether it is downloaded or whether it's